You're listening to the 189th edition of the Bitachon podcast, and we're continuing in the next passuk, which is in Tehillim, Perek Ayin Aleph, Pasuk Zayin, chapter 71, verse 7, and it continues from the last week. Last week we spoke about, and the week before we spoke about how Dovid Hamelech recalls the level of his Bitachon, his sense of trust in Hashem, all the way back from when he was a youth, a child, a fetus, just born. And the pasuk says, and I'd like to actually read a little bit further, not just this pasuk, but the pasuk says that he saw himself, Dovid Hamelech saw himself as a sign for everybody. He was, the interaction that Hashem would have with David represented the way that Hashem deals and Hashem interacts with the tzaddikim, the righteous, those who trust in him. You were my powerful place of strength, the place where I knew I could trust. And we're going to discuss this pasuk, but first I just want to read a few psukim more. Yimale pi tilasecha, says King David, my mouth will be filled with your praise, Hashem. Kol yom tefartecha, all of the day with your splendor. And then Dovid Hamelech says, and we'll get to this a little bit later in the podcast, this pasuk, but it says, Al tashlicheni le'zikna. Don't throw me away when I'm old. Don't send me away from you. When I have no power anymore, don't abandon me. Pasuk Yud, my enemies said to me, and those who are trying to wait to kill my soul, to take away my soul, they're all gathering together to plan their plans. They say that God has abandoned him. Grab him, run after him right now. There's no one to save him. Says Dovid Hamelech, my God, please don't distance yourself from me. God, come to my aid. And the psukim continue on. He repeats this theme of, even when I'm old and I don't have the power, let it not seem like, as we'll see together, but let it not seem like the only reason I was successful in the past to thwart my enemies was because of my power. I don't want it to look like that. I want it to be clear that it's you, Hashem. I want to be a symbol for the many, those who trust you, those who wish to trust you, Hashem. I want to be a symbol that you're dependable. Says Ibn Ezra, the pshat here is, what is the symbol, the sign, the wonder that I am? King David says, because I trusted in you, and you held me up. I leaned on you, and you held me. You made it clear that I could depend on you. So Ibn Ezra says, I was a symbol for the many, for the general populace who didn't believe in you. Right? Because Dovid Hamelech can serve as a symbol and as an encouragement to those who do believe in Hashem, to know that those who believe in Hashem and depend on him, Hashem will take care of them. But also, beyond that, Dovid Hamelech says, I had an impact on those who didn't believe in you in the first place. Now they knew to learn. Now they could learn that there is upon whom to rely. Says the Radak, you were the strength. You were the one who I knew I could depend upon for strength. Because even though, says the Radak, I was running away because of my sin, because of the punishment of my sins, I knew it was my fault. You are still the one who I depend upon and know I can have strength because you're going to bring me back to my malchus. You're going to bring me back King David to his kingship. Right? Dovid Hamelech, many times in his lifetime, was chased after first by Shaul, eventually by his own son, Avshalom. And he had to run away from the palace, but he says, I always trust in you, and I'm going to come back. You're going to bring me back to my rightful place. Bavram ben Ramoch says, "K'moifes hayisi l'rabim shehem tameim alai." I was a symbol for the public that they wondered about me. Va'ayrim ki pele gadol moifes atzamu. Eich ani chai l'roiv atzaros v'atlois. People looked at me, Dovid Hamelech says, I had so many troubles, so many difficulties, so many tribulations. And yet, I continued to survive and thrive. All the different things that have occurred to me. And yet you are my strength. You protect me with incredible power. And you save me from all of them. All of the challenges, all the difficulties, everything that I go through, you, Hashem, save me. Says the Alshich. So he brings another dimension of it. Besides for the fact that Dovid Hamelech is saying that all my challenges and difficulties, you helped me and you saved me from. But there's another aspect going back to my birth, which was that I shouldn't have been born. There wasn't any allotted time for me. There wasn't a chance that I would be born. As a fetus, Dovid Hamelech should have died within his mother's womb. I should have fallen. I should have been a miscarriage. I didn't even have any allotted days for my life. Our sages tell us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Adam HaRishon that there's a person who's not going to be born. There's no days for him to live. There's no allotted time. Adam gave him the last 7 years of his life. Adam lived to be 930. David lived to be 70. Together it's 1,000. He was supposed to live to be 1,000. But it was an ace. It was a miracle. And then after I was already born, you saved me from so many difficulties. So many times I was chased. So many fears of death. To the point that even if I would have had thousands and tens of thousands of merits, they would have been completely used up. If I would have to depend on my own merits, on my own zechuyos, on the mitzvahs that I've done, on the accomplishments that I have, on the good deeds, those would have gotten used up. Because I was a symbol to the many, to the multitudes. King David is saying, I didn't deserve to live. I didn't deserve to survive. I didn't deserve to have good things happen to me in my life. I didn't deserve to escape from my enemies who wanted to destroy me. It was all just a miracle. It was all just a miracle. And that's a symbol. That's a sign for the world. This is a symbolic way that Hashem taught the world that human beings don't deserve to have life. We defy Hashem. What do we deserve? What can we earn? Man nedaber, man tzdadak. What can we say? How can we be found righteous in front of Hashem? But nevertheless, Hashem watches over human beings. And He cares about us. And He does good for us. Kaimeni shalei b'teva v'shalei b'schusi. And Hashem, King David says, He continued to cause me, to allow me to exist. And not by my own merit, rak leman har'os hashgacha bilvad, only in order to show His hashgacha, His divine providence. Says the Meir Tehillim, Amar alecha nesmachti mibatan. We said earlier that Dovid Hamelech depended on Hashem from the time he was in his mother's womb. He's mentioning that which our sages tell us in the Gemara. He's reminded of the fact that there are incredible miracles that Hashem does for a baby, for a fetus inside of the mother's womb. Because really, he should just fall right out. Fall right out the opening, but he doesn't. Who holds him in? That's one of the miracles of the human existence, that we don't fall out when we're developing inside of our mother's womb. It's in your power, Hashem, to bring about amazing, powerful results. And I am a symbol of this. And this is the idea where Dovid Hamelech is saying, I was a symbol for everyone, that you are the one who has all the power. My mouth is going to be filled with your praises. I recognize that everything is from you. And therefore, my mouth is full with your praises. I'm constantly saying over your praises that you are the one who gives me strength. You protect me. You provide for me. I'd like to mention it's Hanukkah right now. As I'm saying this, you might be listening to this. And L'Hoidis Ilahalo. L'Hoidis Ilahalo is all about thanking Hashem and praising Hashem. And it could be for a miracle, Al Anisim, Al Niflois, Al Teshuos, the salvations. But it can also be for the simple things, the fact that I made it here. That's what Dovid Hamelech is telling us. I'm thanking Hashem and I'm recognizing. Hakar Satayv. Hakar Satayv means gratitude. It means recognizing the good. It's been there all along. Hashem is helping us, protecting us, taking care of us. Sometimes in a miraculous way and sometimes in a natural way. But even the natural ways are miraculous. Says the Yavitz, Ki hoya kines lakol. Right, like we saw last week, Dovid Hamelech, he was the most hated of all the kids. He was left by his father and mother. He was the least important of them all. Amar al Atzmai, Evan Masa Abonim Asal Reish Pina, like we're saying in Hallel. The stone that was found to be disgusting by the builders became the cornerstone, speaking of himself. This is from Hashem. It's an unbelievable thing. Hashem fulfills this. Hashem proves this. Hashem shows by choosing David that he, although he was rejected, is the chosen one. All of this is so that I should be filled with the praises of God. Like we said in the next passuk. Here he brings the Malbim. Miftachi benurai, ba'avar alecha. I know that I can trust in you. I trusted in you in the past. You took care of me before. Not just when I was young. Not just when I was a young person, but even before I was born. Not only that, you took me out of my mother's womb. And it means to say, every single thing I have in my life, the fact that I exist, the fact that I continue to exist, the fact that I go from one stage to another, it's through you. It's you, Hashem. This is what it means. My praise is for you constantly. I'm only praising you, not praising anybody else, anything else. So, because of the fact that I'm the one depending on you, Hashem, and because of the fact that I'm not depending on anybody else, so if you don't take care of me, people will say that Hashem can't do it. And therefore, the general populace, when they saw me, they saw something unbelievable. They saw an incredible sign. My power, my success is not something natural, it's supernatural. It's beyond anything that can be imagined. You are my strength, my mouth will praise you. My mouth was full of your praise. Shekochi eina mi'atzmi, rak she'ata machsi ois. My strength doesn't come from me. It's you, Hashem. It's only you. The power is yours. V'yichasli shum tehila al atzmi. I did not give any praise to myself. Rak she'aya pi malei rak mitilasecha ki yichasli hakol elecha. Anything that I accomplished, I said, it's only you, Hashem. It's only your accomplishment. Like we read at the beginning, that's why Dovid Hamelech says, don't send me away when I get old. Don't throw me away. I'm not going to have any strength left when I get old. That's the nature of the human being. When he gets old, he has no strength left. And if when I get old, I have no more strength, I have no more success, so then it will look like what was going on all along was just me. Oh, my natural human strength, my natural human ability. But if Hashem, you still protect me, take care of me when I'm old, so it will prove retroactively that everything that I did, everything that I accomplished was all only because of you. If even when I'm old, I don't have the power, I don't have the drive, I don't have the strength, still Hashem, you take care of me, so it proves that all along it was you doing it. No one will make any mistake and think that I did it all by myself. Says the Medrash Chachamim, Ki moivis hayisi l'rabim litol es hamalchus mimenu. Dovid Hamelech is speaking about the fact that he wants to be able to take away the power from Esav. He wants that Esav is the one who, with his koichi v'yotzim with his strength of his hands, the strength of the hands of Esav, he wants to control the world, the West, America's incoming president, power, strength, businessman. I can accomplish, I can use my power and my ability. David says, look, take away the power from Esav. Let Esav not have that power. Let Esav not be representative of how you succeed in the world. Let me be the example of what succeeds in the world, the spiritual path. Tamachsi oiz perush. You are my strength. You are the protector, the strong protector. Perush v'gam avtachtali. V'amarta. You promised me, and you said, Shekol zman shakol kol Yaakov b'bate knesiyos b'bate midrashiyos, like we saw previously, as long as the voice is the voice of Jacob, in the study hall, in the Beis Knesset, in the shul, in the synagogue, as long as we're praying, as long as we're learning, so then the hands of Esav don't have power over me. There can't be any destruction of Am Yisrael in any way, in any shape. When we are attached to Torah, we are using our voices to sing the sweet song of Torah, to sing the sweet song of prayers. You, Hashem, are my protector. You are my strength. The word oiz, which means strength, only refers to Torah, the strength that we have when we fulfill the Torah. Shenemar Hashem oiz lamo yutein. Hashem yivarich es amo v'shalom. God gives strength to His nation. What is the strength that Hashem gives to us? Where is our strength? What is our power? Our power is our Torah. Power is the yeshiva bachim sitting and learning. Power is the koilel yungalai sitting and learning. Our power is me and you studying together passuk and Tehillim, trying to understand how we can depend on and come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, the Creator, the one who gives the strength, the one who gives the Torah. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you again next time.